Thank you. Page 21, type 1 profit/revenue question. So I'm going to get you started today. And in a sense, guys, nothing changes in terms of actually performing the regression. Nothing changes. It's just every type has a bit of a special treatment that needs to happen there. So type 1 is profit revenue question. So obviously that should remind you of dollars, right? Not exclusively, but yeah. You need to create a table with the info given. Types 1 to 3 require you to create the table, okay? And produce at least 3 points to perform that regression. We're on page 21. Keywords would be profit, revenue, items sold, kayaks sold, kayaks rented out, canoes, cans of beans sold, right? So then you're like, I'm pretty sure I'm the profit revenue type of scenario. These are the steps. You want to make a table with 3 entries like this. You don't have to, like the first 2 are optional, but the third one, the profit, needs to be at the end. Okay? So you will say, for example, the cost or the price per item, and then the number of items. Maybe we'll do this. Number of items. It would be on the second column, and then the profit would be on the last one. And notice that we multiply cost and items. We multiply these two to get how much we would be making. That's pretty common sense, right? 2, enter cost or items into L1, profit into L2. So this is where I'm going to grab a different highlighter and make sure that you understand this. This will always go into L2, the last one. The first 2 are, you're going to have to decide which one of these you go into L1 based on the question. The question will kind of give that away, okay? Note, what goes into L1 depends on the wording of the question. Does it ask for the equation, let's say the first instance, relating the cost and the profit? Then you would be putting the cost into L1 and then profit into L2, okay? And watch this, guys. The resulting parabola, the resulting equation would have 2 points where the first entry would be the cost and the second would be the profit. Okay? Because you now made the cost your X and the profit your Y. If the question asks, hey, find the equation that relates the items sold and the profit, you put items into L1, but profit is still L2, always. And then you would have items sold, profit, right? That's what you would be relating here. And let's go ahead and just make profit, right? We'll make that L2 every single time. But L1 will be dependent on how the question is worded. 3, perform the regression using quadreg. Make sure your resulting equation does not. I'm grabbing another color here. If you want to, you can go ahead and do that. Please make sure that the resulting equation does not have A equal to 0. It would be linear. And you know the main reason why it's 0? Because students do this. Because they're so used to, oh, L1, L2. Students put this into L1, this into L2. It's not like that. It's L1, L2 or L1, L2, right? But never don't put both of these into L1 and L2 because then A is going to be 0. When you perform the regression, it's going to be 0, and you should know, oh, Mr. Dixon warned me, so don't do it. Okay. Another star here, since L1 and L2 are being used, turn on plot 1, no news there. Use zoom 9 to help you see the graph adjusted window until you see the entire parabola. That's, you know that already, that's old news. So let's go, I want to at least finish this page, and then we're probably going to call it quits today. Generally, questions of this type will ask how the profit can be maximized. Okay? How can the profit be maximized? This means that you will need to find the vertex. The break-even situation happens at the x-intercepts. So let's say here, let's say the question said to put the cost and the profit to relate those two. Okay, well, that would mean that profit goes along the y-axis and the cost per item goes along the x-axis. This is the vertex, no surprises there. And you get a cost and a profit there as well. But it's not just any profit. That one in particular will actually give you the maximum profit / revenue, right? When you get the vertex, you will actually figure out, hey, this is at this cost. Like if we sold each Nintendo Switch, you still play Nintendo Switch? I don't know, my boys are all over it. Cost, like if we sell it for this much, we will actually be able to maximize our profits, right? I hope you understand that, and some of you have taken courses with economics, finance. There's a point where if you sell it too cheap, right? If the item is too cheap, you're not going to sell as much. You're not going to make as much. If you make it too expensive, what happens? Fewer people buy it, so then you're going to start losing. So there's that sweet spot, and they spend millions of dollars figuring out the sweet spot, right? When they release something. So that is going to be the max profit there, and the cost per item that would give us that. We have time to finish this. This one, let's say this question says we want to compare the items sold and the profit. I don't know why I'm slanting this, but anyways, items sold, profit, like if you're comparing those two, notice that profit is still going to be here. And down here you'll have items sold. And that's the one where the units are not going to be very important because you're just going to say number of switches sold, right? That's your units and everything. Again, vertex. And this will give you items sold that will provide you not just any profit. What kind of profit? The maximum profit, right? And one more thing. These points right here are the x-intercepts, right? That's when we would consider break even, okay? You're not making money, you're not losing money. So that would be like a non-for-profit organization, right? They're like, we need to sell enough to break even, right? That would be happening there and there. Thank you, guys. Hey, how's that? No homework.